Hey guys, we're going to be talking about trying to find the surface area using nets. Now these are just rectangular prisms. You've got a rectangular prism here, cube here, and another rectangular prism down here. A cube, basically all the sides are going to be exactly the same. So if one side's a 10 by 10, all the other sides are also a 10 by 10. Now the reason why we're using a net is because it gives you a two-dimensional drawing of a three-dimensional object. So what we're looking at is a three-dimensional object. Granted, it is written or drawn on a two-dimensional platform, like this piece of paper is two-dimensional. But if you were to draw a net, what a net does is kind of like it unfolds it. If this was like a cardboard box, if we were to cut the edges, right, we would create a net. If we would unfold it, right, unfurl it. So what we're going to do is we're going to briefly talk about what the net looks like, how to find the area of each side of each face, and then add them all together. So before we unfurl this one here, and basically what I did was I created them separately. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to unfold it and show you what it looks like unfolded, the net. But if we just take a look at it, you see the front part here is a 7 by 3. So this is a long rectangle. It's a 7 by 3. So that side's going to equal 21 centimeters squared. And then you've got the side here, which is a 9, and the height is also 3. So this is a 9 by 3. And then this would be 27 centimeters squared. Then you've got the top piece that you can see. This is a 9, so this is 9. This is 7. So this is a 9 by 7. So 9 times 7 equals 63 centimeters squared. So you can just imagine there's one just like underneath. It's also going to be 63. There's one on the other side which you cannot see, is also 27. And then the front part, which was 21 centimeters squared, is also going to be in the back part. A lot of times what I do is I will actually draw this three-dimensionally. I'll actually draw this kind of like a prism. A prism is something that you can see straight through. So if I were to draw a prism, let's see if I can do that real quick. Drawing all through these numbers, and I apologize. But basically you can see that now. So the front part and the back part has the same measurement. So this is going to be 21 centimeters squared. That's the area. That's the area for the back. So the front and the back are 21 each. And you also got the sides, which is 27 here. That means this is 27 over here. So the sides are both 27 each in terms of area. And then the top and bottom are 63. So it's 63 on the top, and on the bottom it's also going to be 63. So when you add these all up, you should get your total surface area. I just put that SA for surface area. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this one here. So this is what this is. So as a net, what you can do is just draw it. What I typically do is draw the base like this 7 by 9 right here. So let's see, how did I have this? And there's a lot of different ways you can draw this. So I just draw the base 7 by 9, 63, and let me see if I can turn this around so it causes too much confusion here. And so I've got a 7 by 9. That was the bottom, or this could be the bottom or top. The 9 by 3, I had it as 9 by 3 was the sides. And then the 7 by 3 was the front and the back. So you could draw it like this. Some people draw it like this. A lot of different ways that you can draw the net. But that's basically what the net diagram would look like. Is all the faces, all the sides on one flat piece of paper like that. All drawn out like that. That's basically it. So, and it's hard to do this on a document camera. I do admit that. But basically, you can see where I fold this together, and I basically create a three-dimensional shape. And it's kind of hard to see with. I didn't tape these sides together just because I wanted to be able to have access to it. But you can see the 7x3 here, the 9x3 here, and that's going to be a rectangular solid or prism. Hopefully that makes sense. A solid is going to be something that you can't see through, kind of like it's not glass, it's painted or something like that. A prism is going to be something you can see through. It could be plastic or it could be glass. But be prepared to see that word, either a solid or prism, but it's rectangular. Okay. So again, rectangular because the base of it is a rectangle. Okay. Now, a cube's a little different. A cube, like let's say we're dealing with this 10 by 10. That's also 10 centimeters high. Well, this cube here, very similar. I made this as well. 10 by 10 by 10. And when you undo it, unfurl it, you get this not much different than what you saw earlier. You see this over here? So it's not much different, it's just different dimensions. So this is a 10 by 10. That means each side is going to be 100. And you've got 6 faces. So all of them are 100 each. 6 times 100 is 600. So the total surface area of a cube is going to be 600. And again, this is what a cube looks like. Hopefully I'm not going too fast. I want to keep this less than 10 minutes. So you can see that. So it's 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters by 10 on top. And you notice when you do a net diagram, it's going to be 10 wide, but it's going to be 10 wide for all of these, right? For the sides, for the front and back, for the top and bottom, it's going to be the same as well. It's a 10 by 10 as well. So hopefully that makes sense. On the cube part, on this other rectangular solid, that's this third piece here. So you got 15 by 5 by 5. So the sides, or the front and back, however you want to describe that, is going to be 25 centimeters squared, because that's 5 times 5. So the part that you can't see, which is right here, that's also going to be 25 centimeters squared. That's the part that you can't see. And if we connect this, the bottom part is 75 centimeters squared. The top is also a 15 by 5. This 15 by 5 is 75. So you're going to notice that the bottom, the top, and the sides are going to have the same. So the sides are also 75, and this is 75. That's kind of harder to tell because it kind of, when we're talking about the bottom and top, it looks like we're talking about this here, but it's like overshadowing the sides. I know it's kind of hard to explain. But when you unfurl it, you can see this. This is a 15 by 5 by 5, same shape. I just cut it out exactly the same size as this. And I'm just using centimeter paper. So I unfurl it, I get this. And basically you'll notice, like the other ones that I did, typically I'll have the sides or the front and back, whichever we want to call them, on the here. You can see that. It kind of looks like a cross a little bit, kind of like a red cross. And here I did a little differently. I didn't put them here. I could have actually attached these up here and made it sort of like a cross, but I drew it a little bit differently. So that's basically how I have it. So you can see the sides are 25. The top, bottom, front and back are all 75 each. So if you add them all together, or you could do 75 times 4 plus 50 to get your answer. And that should be 350 centimeters squared. That's going to be your total surface area for that one. And these can be found in your book. If you're not quite sure where I got these examples from, they're in your book. Just take a look at your lesson. You'll see them there in your classwork. If you have the access to it. If you don't, again, just take a look at this take a look at the video again, take another look, and hopefully it'll make sense. But we use nets to basically unfurl it. It's kind of like wrapping paper. It's like taking a cardboard box and taking it apart, flattening it out, and trying to figure out each side. What is the area of each side, and add them all up. That should give you the total surface area. For rectangular solids or rectangular prisms, pretty easy to do, not too difficult. It gets a little bit harder, more challenging once we talk about pyramids, triangular prisms, square pyramids, things like that. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. I'll catch you in the next video or on Zoom. God bless, guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.